We are back again. We are back again for another episode. I hope everyone out there had a great week. I know I did. What about you?
It was cool.
That's what's up. Just cool though?
Yep, just cool.
Okay. Well, everyone, we are here and this is our truth because I am his mom.
And I am her son.
Now this week we are going to be talking about something that might, I don't know, um tickle the fancy of some people, annoy others, but this is our truth. So we're going to discuss marriage versus partnerships.
Is it versus?
Yeah, marriage versus partnership. Like, you know,
Mm, okay. Yeah.
what do you want to
No, no,
say?
no. It could be
Marriage or
versus.
marriage
No,
or
no,
partnership?
no, no. Is this versus seems so violent, but no, we can do versus. We can do versus.
What y'all think? Should we have said marriage or partnership or marriage versus partnership? Put it in the
See, now when you
comments
do
so
it like
we
that,
know
you
from
make it
now
like which
on.
one's the better option. But I guess we're still comparing them either way. So I mean,
Right.
it don't
We
matter.
are.
Yeah. Yeah, right, right.
Okay.
So we can do versus. Versus is cool. We can do versus. We're gonna stay with versus.
So, I'm gonna let you go first.
About like I don't know anything about being
Be-
married. I've never been
I
married. I have
know,
my
but you are.
opinion on it.
Hold on. I know that's why I want you to go first because you've never been married, so you have your opinion, but you have been in a long partnership with your person. Hey, mute that. With your person, so you have a very strong ideal at your age about a partnership. As for me, I've been twice
Huh.
married, twice divorced, and also been in partnership of a partnership, just one.
Huh.
And so, but it wasn't that long. It was like
Right,
short
right,
lived. So
right.
yours is longer. So you have more. So cause I want to know, you have, like you say, you have not been in marriage, and I don't know if you want to tell how long you've been in the partnership, but which is cool. But I want you to speak on that first, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna dive in on what I think because it may surprise people exactly what I think.
Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I'm gonna speak first on my opinion on marriage, okay, which may intertwine with also my opinion on being in a partnership. And if I choose to dwell about any personal information, then it will come out. But if I choose not to, then oh well, maybe I'll find out later in the future. I don't know. But anyway, so let's begin. So marriage, wife, husband, wedding rings. What does it mean? So to me, I honestly feel like a lot of people take marriage into a whole nother thing. Like they don't let it be what it's supposed to be. Um, Marriage is supposed to be about two people becoming one, deciding to spend the rest of their lives together and work through things together no matter what. In my opinion, a marriage does not end. A marriage is something that, it lasts forever. And this person is the person who knows all your secrets. They know all your flaws. They know everything about you. This is the person who should know um everything. This is the person who should know your cues and all that stuff. Okay. Now that's the same as a partner though. I'm gonna say that. Like a partner is a person who is your partner, someone, even if they're not your wife, but someone who you be like, oh man, y'all should have been married. That's your partner. That's the person that's been your like, and the reason why people are saying, oh, y'all should have been married, because in my opinion, a lot of people think that if you're with someone for a long time, that it has to automatically mean that you get married. That marriage is the next step, especially if you have children. Oh, the woman's not protected. She needs to have protection, having your last name. And if something was to happen, she gets your assets. Well, that's what a will is for. Even if I'm not married, in my will, everything that's in that will shall be done. So if she's in a will, you got a will, that's that. Like, So what? Like, you know, some people say, well, she can't be able to come inside and make decisions for you. Yes, you can. You can give her certain powers that allow her to be able to speak and say things over it for it in your honor. It's called power of attorney, not wife. So if
Right.
like there are so many ways where you can go around where your partner has just amount of the same rights as your wife would, except for some things that people feel like is important, the last name. Like I honestly feel like that's the only sucky part. Like you just can't be like, boom, you got my last name. You know what I'm saying? But yes,
Right.
you can. You can go to the Secretary of State and pay some money to have your name changed. So guess what? That means you don't have to get married for your name to be something else. If we went
Okay.
somewhere and we said, "Hey, I'm changing our names," we could change our names, or change her name. We could change her name, like, and pay the money. Now, I don't know how much money it is, and I don't know how they feel about changing last names, but I know you can change your name. Like people talk about it, how expensive it is all the time. So when I hear marriage, I always hear people say a marriage is more so for the woman. A marriage is for the woman's protection. A marriage keeps the woman good if anything was to go wrong and she has to leave the marriage and she gets, you know, to be protected and have half, you know, and this is my truth. I'm not I'll
Right.
ladies, listen, I'm gonna say this and y'all gonna get mad at me. But I don't feel like a person should automatically get half of what another person has. And I say person because
True.
sometimes a woman may make more than a man. And if that man is not trying to be with her no more, that don't mean he gets half her money. Like you try to
Right.
tell me, you telling me you don't love me no more. You don't want to be with me no more. I no longer make you happy, even though I thought I was, and you was making me happy. And we have a family going and I thought all this was good. You know what I'm saying? We live in this lavish life. But now you telling me you no longer love me. You don't
Right.
want to be with me anymore. Even though I don't hurt you. I don't put my hands on you. I don't treat you bad. Everybody knows how much I love and adore you. Like, but you're saying that's not enough. You're not happy. And it's because we've been together for too long and you never got to see other people. Now, I'm not speaking on a certain relationship because I don't want nobody like, ooh, that sound like, yeah, y'all know who I'm
Right.
talking about. But, but still, it's like you trying to tell me now you want to leave, okay? And you're going to say bye bye to this relationship that I was ready to die for. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to say, okay, now not only am I leaving you, but I'm gonna take half of everything you made, or no, that we made together. Imma say, because some people are like, "No,
Right.
she
No,
made that
but if
with
y'all
him,"
make it
but what?
together,
That's not true.
right.
Was she okay? Imma say this. I hate to
Okay,
use this
on that, no,
term.
on this, I would say I don't understand. I can understand from the marriage date on, but it's the ones that take stuff that he already brought into the marriage. You know, he came with a villa, he came with a boat, he came with his family's estate. Like his family had a house, and that's a family house, and you wanted him to sell it so you can get bit. Excuse me.
I mean, yeah, right, stuff like that. Like, because honestly, I feel like I I am pro prenup, like for real. Like if I was living in another life and I met a woman and she was making all this money and she rich, I mean, buku. I mean, whew, ugh, and we happen to hit it off and we dating. And I found out she rich. Okay, now I'm intimidated because she make more money than me, but I'm still gonna holler at her and talk to her because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Now she in love with me and I'm in love with her, like true love. And
Right,
it gets down to it, and the lawyer's like, "All right, well, we want you to sign this prenup." All right, where the pen at? Because for me, it's in the will. I'm gonna be in her will. Like, no, but for real, but I don't know. But for me, it's more so like I'm not in this relationship for the material things that you have. I'm not in this relationship for the fact that you have money because the type of person that I am, I'm gonna have money as well. I'm gonna make my own money. I'm not gonna be coming to you hand
Right.
and feet asking you for your
And
money all the time. Like some of the time, like,
and on
yeah,
the
can you
flip
buy me
side of that,
this game? Can't I
ladies,
need
right.
DCs. Like, you know,
And on the flip side of that, ladies, have him sign a prenup because you never know what the father's going to bless you with, and you might become a millionaire, and you don't want him taking your money. Same difference. So have him sign a prenup. Y'all both sign one.
how I feel is if a person, and this is marriage, because this we talking about marriage now, okay? Because I ain't even tapped into partnership, but how that don't even make sense in the partnership. But we talking about marriage though. Here we go, marriage. Man or woman, they don't sign that prenup. They get to get half. Now this man or this woman got to pay alimony or give this person money to these for a long time, and now it sucks. Or this person just get half and they go living their life. Now, in some situations, a person can end up not being able to live up to the life that they were living when they were with that person, and then that person that they were with has to pay for that. I forgot what it's called, but it's like they will like, for instance, I will be punished if my ex-wife couldn't live up to the life that we lived when she was living with me. So it's like
Right.
you gotta
Her
pay.
standard for her standard of living that you got her
Exactly.
accustomed to.
I gotta make sure that 'cause she continues to live this same life she was living, but without me. Like what kind of what? And you
Right.
see, and they say marriage is protection for the woman, and I understand that, but I don't understand the logic behind a lot of certain things because I
So
mean, I don't know if the
I
situation
okay. This is
happened
the
yet because I
thing.
want to say this: if a man was to go through this, if it was because I had to hesitate because I don't want women to think like, oh, he just want to be treated like a woman, he want to be treated like us. No, not at all. What I'm
It's
saying
some
is,
men out there
if a
that get
man went
money.
through this, if a man alimony and all that stuff, they got to live a
Yep.
certain lifestyle that the woman had him living.
Yep.
Oh,
Britney
see, I was about to
Spears.
say like,
When
because I never.
Britney
Oh
Spears.
yeah, Kevin
Yep.
Federline. You know
Yep.
what? You know what's crazy? He's like the golden goose. He beat the system. He
Yep.
was a backup dancer, and he was like, you know what? I'm finna show these guys how to do it. They always
Allegedly,
trying to be.
he
Ain't
thought
no
this.
allegedly. He did it.
Yeah, we look. No, allegedly, people don't be. They folks suing all kinds of people now for defamation of my character. I'm filing a lawsuit.
What?
So allegedly, yeah. Oh heck
Allegedly.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
defamation of character, man, bro. You're
Yeah, I'm
not even
telling you,
being talked about no more.
allegedly,
We just made you.
uh,
We just
and
brought
this
his
and
name
this
up.
and this and this podcast will help him. Oh, he sold the lowly podcaster people because they said he did so and so to Britney Spears. No, we didn't. Allegedly, because it was in the
And
news.
listen, I'm a
Allegedly,
comedian. I make jokes. So if y'all take my jokes
they suing
serious,
him
man,
too.
that's on y'all. But they
They
suing
suing him
comedians.
too. They
You
suing
can't sue
everybody,
me for
baby.
the freedom of
Shh.
speech.
They
Please.
they
What?
they suing
Defamation
everybody.
of character.
They
What?
suing
How is that
everybody.
defamation of
They
character
try
if I make people laugh? Like,
look
come on, man.
look.
I'm not saying, hey, true story.
I don't
These
want
are
to say her
facts.
name.
Don't laugh at this. I ain't say none of that.
I don't want to say her name on here, but I'm just gonna say, don't you see how this certain woman is trying
Mm-mm.
to
I need to know her
sue?
name. Say her
Ju-
name. Say her name.
When I
You act like
when I
her
say
name
his name,
Voldemort.
hush. When I
His
say his
name.
name, who was trying to sue Drewski for that parody skit he just did. It was a skit. He didn't say her name at
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
but she's
yeah,
trying to sue
shorty.
him.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I've seen that. I've
It's
seen that. I've
ridiculous.
seen
And
that.
didn't
It
even
is
say her
crazy.
name right. So
That is
no, they
definitely
saw,
crazy.
and that's
All right, so
comedy. And right.
we gonna say
So
that. What I'm gonna say is, it's a,
anyway, back on
what I'm gonna
topic.
say is, dudes can do it. All
He.
right,
Some right dudes can do it. Yes.
and it's a possibility that some kind of way, some kind of miracle, you become that golden goose where you luck up. Well, I'm not gonna say luck up, but you find a way to have the system be in your favor. Now, that's a 1 in a million. That's a 1 in a million thing happening because that's most likely vice versa. It's most likely happening to the man, and the woman is the one who is getting the money. And but for the most part,
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with that in a partnership. You don't like there is no even thought of prenup. Like, prenup is not even a conversation that's thought of in a partnership because y'all just living life, spending money on each other, just doing things. Like y'all just
Right.
living. Especially when y'all been together for 13 years, 10 years plus. Like y'all not. Come on now. Ain't nobody. And people be wondering, like, dang, y'all been together for over 10 years. How y'all not married? We're
Look, do you
happy.
know the other day
Some
I
people
heard
like we're happy.
a influencer say, this is my partner of 18 years, and I was like, man, they've been
18
together
years
for
being a
8
partner.
and partnership. This is my partner of 18 years. Like they weren't married. Him and her have been together. They got kids for 18 years.
And some
I
people
was
will look
like,
at
I
that like,
love
girl,
it.
you stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
But other people will
Mm-mm.
look at it like, okay, that's what they doing. Like, I feel like
Right.
people who always question why you not married, why you not married, they're trying to put their beliefs off on other people. Like,
They
cause
they're
honestly,
put an antiquated beliefs in my idea.
yeah,
It's
because the title
antiquated.
husband, it does sound so nice. Oh, I'm a husband. That's my wife. Me and
You
my
can still
wife finna
say
go out
that.
to the movies. Me and my
You can still
wife
say
finna go
that.
to the mall. Yeah, you can just go
You
to the store,
you can
buy some
still
wings,
say
slap them
that.
on y'all fingers, call your woman your wife. Man, who gonna stop you?
Thank you.
You know what
And
I'm
who
saying?
right. That part.
I
Who gonna stop
identify
you?
as a husband.
Thank you.
Can't nobody else tell me that
We
I'm not one, please.
that
Like,
part.
that's how you gotta do that. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all had a wedding? We sure did. We stood in our living room and we said our vows to each other and we determined that we are to spend the rest of our life together and this is my wife.
Exactly. And
Period,
the
point blank,
dream
point
wedding was
blank,
to
period.
sleep for. Like, tell
Right.
them just like
So
that. And the dream wedding was to sleep for. You'd be like, oh, okay, okay, okay.
right. Like me, I like I said, people gonna think I think marriage is overrated.
Hmm.
Sorry. And it ain't because I was
I
two
mean,
time it ain't because I was married twice and I was divorced. I got
they gonna
married
think that.
because no, I'm going to explain why I think it's overrated. I because to me, the marriage didn't change anything. So to get married, when I got married the first time, I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. You know, I can say I did it. And and I was gun ho ready. I think I picked wrong too. I was gun ho ready, but he was just he he kept cheating and I kept catching him. So outside of that, I was like, well, was he cheating before we got married? Because what's the difference? There's nothing like I'm in my mind, if he was cheating during the marriage, he had to be cheating before the marriage. I just wasn't catching him because we weren't in the same house. See, now that we're in the same house and I'm seeing things and hearing things and and finding things, it's more catchable. So I don't think a partnership is any different from a marriage. And
No,
I
it's not.
also and I also believe that marriage, like you when you saying women's protection, marriage is so streamlined because of the fact that in the early, 30s, women had
You
no
talking about
rights.
1930s?
Right, women had no
Oh,
rights.
okay.
So if you didn't get married, if you weren't married, you couldn't own land, you couldn't own property, you couldn't
And
have
that
a bank
sucks. And
account,
that really
you
sucks. Yeah,
couldn't
that really
right,
sucks.
you couldn't do anything. Back then the husband actually owned you and the kids. Like he was the head, he was responsible. Like without a husband, you was considered they even felt like you were and back then homosexuality was illegal. And if you weren't married, they either figured you was three things: a homosexual, which they was always trying to catch you in the act so they can arrest you; a person
That's
that
crazy.
belonged in a brothel because didn't no man want you because you was too loose, or you
That's crazy.
was right, or you was a Spencer, so you was going to be a nanny or
A
or something
Spencer?
right, right, which means you weren't marriage material, but you were material enough to be the what did they call them back there? The not the nanny, but they called them something else. The governess of the house. You know, you took care of the kids, you took care of the household, you made sure the staff did um
Yeah,
what they were
that sound
supposed to
real
do.
bogus.
Uh, Um, that's how it was. So back in those times, it was a desperate need to be married. And people just ran with that. It's like, oh, you have to be a married woman and a housewife, and you cook dinner and you have dinner on the table for your husband, and then you have the children are always spotless and squeaky clean and quiet. Daddy's home and he had a long day of work. And then, but the times changed. And women fought for the right to make up their own mind because also in those relationships, there was a lot of abuse. And the police wouldn't do anything for the simple fact that's your husband. He owns you, he's the head. So they wouldn't do anything. So a lot of women got braver. They was trying to escape or, trying running away, and things changed for the better for women. And people still have this thought process on, oh, marriages in the Bible, and um you should be married where? If people are going to say you should be married because it's in the Bible, or say so forth, or so on and so forth, this is where I beg to differ, because the Father put Adam and Eve down here on earth, right? He did Adam and then he did Eve for Adam. When did he marry them? Where was the priest? What priest did he send down to marry them?
I got a couple verses
I'm
I can
waiting.
read to you.
He married Adam and Eve. Let me hear it.
No, 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 but I got a couple verses that are in the Bible that's like on marriage, and I want to
Okay,
see.
yeah,
I've never read these, and
I'm not talking about when the man rewrote the Bible. If you can find me the original Ethiopian Bible and you can then it's in there, I'm down with you. I'm not talking about
I
the 12th,
mean, nah,
the
I can't.
210th version of the
I'm
Bible
talking the same
that
Bible
man rewrote.
that's in everybody at home. Same one you probably
It
got.
ain't the
Like,
same. It's so many different versions of King James versions of the Bible. Is ridiculous. It ain't the same. And then it's this kind of MVE and MVM, EVA, DEA, KEG. It's so many versions of the Bible. So many. My thing is, and even with all that, I'm gonna let you read those few scriptures because I want to know what it says about marriage. Oh, those that find a good wife find a good thing. Yeah,
nah,
that's
I ain't
not
see
what the
that yet.
original. Oh, I was say that's not what the original say. It says those that find a good woman find is a good thing. It ain't say nothing about wife. They changed it to wife. Anyway, um, he didn't marry Adam and Eve. There was no wedding. There was no marriage. Like I like to know in the Bible with all um the with Abraham with all of them. When was the wedding? When was the marriage?
Hmm.
I like to, basically, if you can look it up, when did marriage first come into fruition? Like when the thought of a marriage certificate and standing in front of a priest, when did that first come into fruition? Like to me, even though like I lived a single life, I had a partner, and I can honestly say, and I don't know if it's because I am more of a me person. Like I'm an introvert. So I like my
Hmm.
space. And I don't know if that was the reason, because after a while it was basically like, okay, now I'm tired of having to to divide my time. Um, I'm tired of having to. I want some me time, and that was the breakdown of my second marriage because he was like Velcro, and when you spend 6 years in a Velcro marriage, it gets exhausting, especially
Yeah,
when you're in
Velcro.
Velcro, right? It gets exhausting, especially when you need time to yourself and you want to soak in you might want to soak in a bubble bath with candles lit for an hour or so and so on. What you doing in there? You've been in there for 2 hours. What's going on? Like, I'm relaxing my man. And they always, I can understand. And I'm not saying not spending any time with them, but like I always said that if I was to ever get married again, if I, because I don't knock marriage. I mean, I would not want, I wouldn't, it would not be an orthodox type marriage. People gonna talk about me after I say this. I already know they are, but I need him to have his own bedroom, and I have my own bedroom. I don't want to clean up. I don't want to clean up after his mess. I don't. I need, and I like to sleep my own way. I like to sleep with a fan. I like to hit my snooze 4, 5 times. I don't
I
want
ain't gonna lie.
to hear.
Sometimes I think separate housing is good too.
You know what? I had a coworker, no joke. Her and her husband had been married for over 30 something years, have kids together and everything else, and they live right next door to each other.
I see nothing wrong with it. Hey, baby.
Yep. She
Hello.
said
Yeah. Hey, can you come over here? I want to spend time with you. All right. Yeah, you know what? I'm tired of being at home by myself. I am gonna come over. Dinner in your place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She
ain't nothing
said when
wrong with
they
that.
lived together, about 10 years into the marriage, they were on the verge of divorce
Uh,
because he was not as clean as she was, and she had she was like slight OCD. So it was
yeah,
like,
she was never going to his house.
right, right. And she don't. She don't. He comes over. She don't. But she told me she don't. She don't go over there. She said, no. And she does all the she does all the cooking. She does, all the wifely duties. She does all the cooking, but he can have his house like he wants to. They was on the verge of, because of that simple thing. I'm tired of living. I'm not gonna keep look. And the house next door became available. And she told him, instead of us getting divorced, I think you should buy the house next door. She said, now, if it don't work, then, they went to marriage counseling. She said, if it does not work, then, I think then maybe it is best that we go our separate ways. No, it worked. 32 years down, kids, and they still was together. And she was in her 70s now. No, in her 60s. And she said they had never been happy. And so sometimes it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah.
And so people may think,
Takes
oh,
two
that's
strong
crazy.
individuals.
Well, right next door to each other? Come on.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Right next door to each other.
Like, come on. She said she would cook dinner. And if he didn't feel like being bothered, because she was an out extrovert and he was an introvert. So, and that was another thing that like company, and he was like, I'm ready for these people to get out my house. So
Yeah,
that was another thing. And he wanted to sit around sometimes and do nothing, and she wanted to play music. They had their own, it was like opposites attract, but can't connect. It was like trying to force a round um peg in a square hole. So, they loved each other and they liked doing things together, but their uniqueness and unique characteristics was like, you that's okay, 10 years in, I'm about tired of that now. So it was like, right. So he so sometimes she'll call, I'm cooking, you coming over, and he'd be like, no, I ain't in for it. And she said, okay, I'll just bring you a plate. 'cause she knew how you know what I'm saying? He needed that time, that me time, that I wanna walk around in my boxers time and I don't wanna be bothered with nobody. And she didn't like going over his house because it not that he was nasty or anything, but he had clothes over the floor. He washed, cleaned the dishes. I'm just he had clothes on the floor, and he didn't mail all thrown across the table that he then looked at, open and tossed it down. Stuff like that, and that's irritating. But
Yeah.
yeah, so to me, in that aspect, you don't have to be married, and they are married, but they also I believe that's a partnership marriage because even though they're married, they have they had a unique form of partnership where the marriage worked.
Huh.
Me, I said yeah, it would have to be either or separate bedrooms or next door to each other or a block away from each other. It don't even matter. Just it'll have to be something like that, and we can have a genuine partnership. We don't even have to get married. If you don't never want to ask me to marry you, I'm all for it. If you just want to have a partnership, I'm all for it. And also, um, I think marriage disrupts your taxes. I don't think as a married couple you get um you get as much back as if you both of y'all
For
are
real?
able to file head of household.
For real?
In my opinion.
Oh man, that's crazy. See, I wouldn't know. I've never found married. I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. But that's why I feel like when you're in a partnership, like you can treat a partnership like a marriage. Just people just look at it like, well, you're not married because you don't have a ring and you don't have the certificate, or whatever. And I've heard some women be like, I don't even need the bells and whistles. If we go down to the courthouse and do the paperwork and stuff, I'll be happy with that. Like it's the concept of having the last name, being in a wife, you know what I'm saying, a husband, wife, and everything. And look at my ring. Look, that's my husband. This is my wife. We have a family. Because of that, a lot of women they feel obligated to create that same thing for themselves. And I feel like I'm not gonna say it put pressure on guys because growing up, I wanted to be a husband. I like I've seen people be married and stuff, and I thought, okay, that's what you do. You get older, you become a man, you live life, you get a job, and you find a woman, then you get married and you become a husband. I'm 36 years old. I'm not married, not a husband. But it's like, and I have 5 children, and it's like I don't, no, really six, and I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel like I've wasted time. I don't feel like I've missing out because what does as a person like me, I would wonder what would being married bring forth. Um, a lot of people they go biblical with it. They go to the Christian way. They say, being married is being closer to God. Being married will make me more favored in God's eyes because, I did the thing of getting married and doing the honorable thing in front of him and um, I shall receive the blessings that I'm supposed to receive now that I'm a husband.
Mhm.
And I think about that like, okay, if that's true, and I'm not making a joke about this, like if that's true, and that's the only way that a man can be blessed, then why are the divorced and single dads being blessed? Like men don't come out of divorce and then God smites them and turn their life around and make them go back to the woman that they were with, like, oh, you just left you just left the woman I left for you. Because like you said, what you said at the beginning, he who findeth the woman findeth a good thing. So if you found that
Yes.
good thing, if you didn't
They
find her no
changed it to
more,
wife
yeah,
because
he who found a
cause
woman
they
found a
wanted to be in
wife.
control.
So when you do that, that means that you should be punished for leaving your wife because it's one of the things, one of the verses it said that God loves the fact that you got married in front of him, that you committed yourself in his name. And I feel like they say that and they include God because it's done in the church. Even if it's done outside, you got a priest or pastor stand in front of you who's ordained to marry you off. And it's like
Yeah,
none
cause
of that.
then it honestly went away from, like, the part of I don't know what century it was, but I don't know if you know this, when they had dowries during that time too, like, they had dowries, like, your father would get pick who he thought you should marry, but they had to pretty much buy you. 'Cause it was like, "Okay, what are you gonna give me for her? Imma give you 3 cows and 18 chickens and 4 goats." Like, seriously?
I've seen
What?
books. I mean, I've read books and I've seen movies like stuff like that, but I don't know if that stuff was true. Like people was marrying off their daughters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I heard of stuff like
I
that
think
and
it was
everything.
true.
But I
Let us know in the
mean,
comments. I don't care, I'm not gonna look it up, but I honestly do believe that it was true.
if it is true, it makes sense why women would fight so hard for the rights that they have now because they was treated badly. Like they're just getting put off without any consent. Don't even have love concern. Like it just, oh, this is gonna be good for the family. So you're gonna go marry Sir Charles the 14th and make us
Right.
proud. No,
And
you know what
I
I'm
also
saying?
believe it was true because it's this one famous poet, I cannot remember her name, and that's what she wanted to do, but her father was like, "You're gonna marry," and she didn't want to be married. She wanted to travel the world. She wanted to marry on her own terms, pretty much. She wanted to travel the world first. She wanted to write books. That's not what a woman does, and you're gonna stay in like he was against it. And, 'cause it told when the story of her life, you know? So, yeah, it happened, but I didn't watch the little documentary or the little whatever you call it. It was just to think, I said to live in those times where a man ha have control over what you do and who you marry,
What?
and,
Yeah,
like, seriously?
it had to suck. That's why,
Yes.
like marriage itself and the reunion of being, not the reunion, but the union of becoming one has become so cliche that a lot of men don't even care about getting married no more. Like a lot of guys, they
Right.
don't even push to be married. That's not their goal. There's still a lot of women goal, but as far as men, no, that's not their goal. Like, and I feel like it should be like my cousin, he getting married tomorrow, and I'm gonna miss out on the whole way, and I'm gonna get to see some of it. But it's like people who believe in love and believe in getting married and all that, and they do it. I love that. I love to
You
see
talking
it.
about the
I love to
cousin
be
in
a part of
Chicago?
it. No, out here,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, get married tomorrow
Yeah, I know
at the
Brent Brand
church.
getting married.
No, Mare.
He sure is. But Brent Brand getting married also. But
Who is that?
they having a destination wedding.
Who
Think of the
is Brand
Chicago
Brand?
family. Think of the Chicago family.
Chicago. I don't know nobody named no Brand Brand, and I've never called nobody Brand Brand ever in my life.
I haven't either, but I just don't want to say his real name, but it's right there.
All right, I think I know you saying.
All
You
right.
got two other
So,
brothers. I was always over their
yeah.
house.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
So basically, yeah, and the only reason I say that, people, is because I don't want to say anyone's name on here they haven't given me permission to,
Man, I'm
put their
saying
name.
names. I don't care how y'all feel. You want to box it out, we can box it out. That's like me writing a memoir and me leaving your name blank. Nah, what you gonna do about it? Come see me if you
You
want to
so
come see me.
crazy.
Just know I got these
Anyway,
hands.
ah, he getting married, but they're having a destination wedding. They're going to Cabo, Mexico, I think it is, or someplace in Mexico. Yo, TT asked me that I want to go. No. But
Did
anyway,
you wanna go? What about me? That's
right.
my cousin. Kinda crazy stuff is that? Like,
I
what?
don't want, I'm like, "No, hon, I don't wanna travel right now. Imma
Just say,
stay
call your
right here."
nephew. That's his cousin.
Huh?
What's wrong with you? He grew
And
up with
wait,
them. Call your nephew. Anyway, go off track. And that's another
we
thing.
are way off track.
No, 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 no,
But
no, 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 we're not. We're not. Because you just brought me to my next point. Weddings become so superficial, like, and I hate to say this like this, but they do become so superficial that it's like we got a destination wedding and we want y'all to come here. Like, mother effer, people ain't
right.
got money like that to be coming to your wedding and it's all the way in Cancun.
Or
And
passport.
then, like, I'm gonna say this: if I ain't got the money to invite people to my wedding, then I'm gonna have it locally, and then I'm gonna do something for the people who got the bread in that area. You know what I'm saying? You gotta separate your peoples. I hate to say it like that. You know which
Oh,
one of your
no.
peoples got money
Yeah,
and which
that
ones
is
don't.
right.
So don't be if
Well,
you're gonna
maybe
do
he
that,
only want the only maybe they only want the people that have money to come to their wedding because they
and that's
know
why
those
that
people
brings
are
me
gonna
to my
give them
other point.
gifts.
When I wanted to get married, I wanted to be filthy rich. I wanted to make sure that I had the money to send everybody who I wanted at my wedding an invite. And when that meant, and when I got an invite, it meant inside the envelope was a ticket to where the place is gonna be at, and
No, that's right.
the
And a
the
hotel
voucher or whatever they need for the hotel they're gonna be in. And all they had to do was say the name,
that
boom, reservation, everything paid for.
and
The
they
only thing
spend
they
and
would
all
have to
that
pay for
is spending money.
is right, exactly. The only thing they would have to pay for is the things that they want to take back home with them. Like, other than that, the trip is on me, the hotel's on me. Like, that's what a wedding is supposed to be. Like, for real, for real. Like, and that's how I feel. Like, man, like when I have money, I act like I'm the man. It's because I am. So I expect myself that when I get filthy rich. Oh my gosh! As soon as I do, I feel like
So you
every
will still get
time.
married. Thinking about marriage and the partnership that you have, you will get married? I do know that y'all had talked about it several times, but y'all just never pulled the, pulled the plug, like, y'all either both of y'all be like, "Oh, it don't make no
Put me on
sense,"
a
or
spot like that.
I'm just saying, cause y'all will be like, "Oh, it don't make no sense," or then the next thing you know, one of y'all will be saying, "Well, maybe we should," and then something to happen and one of you idiots will get mad like y'all gonna break up and they gonna never break up, and, "Oh, we don't need to get married." So are y'all I mean, after all these years, really?
I
Like,
mean,
seriously? I just told
time
you
will
about the guy
tell.
18 years down with his partner,
Yeah,
and they
time will
happy.
tell. Time will
Oh,
tell.
okay. Weird people.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
just feel
think
like, look, marriage is not for the faint of heart. And then people live different lifestyles, or people are different. Like, you gotta make sure that the person you with know you completely. Like, I'm honestly, look, the reason why, and I feel like it takes. Okay, look, I'm 36 years old. I lived 24 years of life before I met a partner. 12 years before meeting a partner. 16 years before, 18 years, 21, 20. The point is, you live a certain amount of time before you meet the person that you're with, right? So this
right.
person that you're with is only with you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm sorry. It's not going to take you half of my life for you to figure out who I am. That's impossible. If you think that me being 24 and you spending 12 years in your life with me means, oh, I know this guy. Oh, yeah, I know him. No, you don't. I'm sorry. You don't. And I don't expect you to know me fully before we get married, but I expect there to be some real time to where you know me, to where other things about me that come out that you still haven't figured out or learned is like, oh, okay, I see how you will still do that, or may ask a question about how you raising a child. Like, okay, how come you do this when you teach them that and this? Oh, well, when I was younger, I was taught this. Like, because I'm sorry, and I say this as a joke to my children all the time, and I say this to them, and I also say it with a message right afterwards. I tell them, I say, y'all don't know me. I say, "Y'all ain't even living on this earth long enough to know me for real, for real." I'm like, "But y'all can get to know me." I'm like, "That's why we're here." I'm like, "We're not just here," like, and it's crazy. I'll tell them like, "We're not just here for a father and son, father and daughter relationship of just me taking care of y'all and taking y'all to school and taking y'all to stuff and buying y'all things." Like, no, I'm like, "Y'all can talk to me. Y'all can get to know me. I'm, Y'all want to ask me questions? Ask me questions. I will answer them. I will give them to you truthfully. Just be sure that you're ready for the answer for the question that you're asking me." And as they get older, I know the questions are going to get deeper. They're going to get smarter. They're going to get wiser. The conversations are going to get more intelligent. They're going to become more.
Mhm.
They're going to learn from them more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I say that to them all the time. Though, like, y'all don't know me. You're gonna know me. Get to know me. I've been here for a long time. And that's the same thing with a partner. It's like, look, okay, we've been together for 12, 13 years. You think you know everything? How old was I when you know what I'm saying? Like you start throwing random stuff out there, like, and I know y'all out there like, man, but that's not important, man. What's important is her loving you and knowing
But
who
that's the
you are
same right,
now.
but if they throw that out there, that's
And
the same with a partner. Why do you gotta be married for that to happen?
exactly. But this is what I'm saying. As a
Like, I
partner,
don't
as a partner, you're not even thinking about that. They're not thinking about "Oh, I need to get to know you so we know we can compatible or not so that we can get married." No, when you got somebody and y'all have a partnership and it's gone for so long and y'all like, I mean, y'all may look up like, "Baby, we've been together for 30 years. Come on, let's go down to the
and I'm
courthouse.
thinking a
I
lot
think it's
of
time for us to get
women
married. Like, shoot, like,
in the
let's
like
do
the
it now."
right, I'm thinking like a lot of women I think rather, a lot of women like in the 80s, 90s, I'm gonna say yeah, 80s, 70s, 80s, later 70s, 80s got married because they felt like, "Oh, if I marry him, he gonna stay with me." That's not necessarily true. If he could just walk away from a partnership, he could walk away from a marriage.
I heard that back in the day that women got married for stability though. They was able to get, a home, somebody take care of them, like
And that, and true, and that also someone coming in the house, that's so funny. That's true also, that, yep, that's true. They did that, but I think they did that before they was, like, in the 50s, 60s when that was going on
when
for
they was getting married for
stability. They were
security.
there for security, correct. I think that was then, like, they was seeking men, they had the mentality of seeking men, they had good jobs, they could provide for you, they could, take care of you, but the more,
I mean,
'cause
okay,
but you
so
think and those are but the more women that wanted to, um that didn't like the fact that I have to get my money from you because I am not earning any money, and any money I wanna spend has to come for you, so you gonna dictate my spending.
that would means that automatically any woman who is getting married in today's time who can make bread and make a lot of bread themselves is probably making a lot of bread themselves is really doing it for love and therefore they
Yes.
don't need a prenup or nothing
Well,
like that.
you know what? But now we're finding the flip side of some women who swearing down they're doing it for love, and these men I'm loving it. Because these men are like it's been a few cases where these women have been with these guys for a few years and um they getting these big contracts, and it's mostly happened to very, like, prominent influencers that's got the money
Mm.
rolling in because now they got commercials, or it's happening to athletes, really, and they're getting smart, and I love it. It's basically they are they've been with their girlfriend all these years, and then they make it big, and the girlfriend hung in there, and once she become the wife, and then 6 months, a year later, she want to file for divorce, and it's like,
That's weird.
like because they won't have, but you know what? The guys are getting smart. Like this one athlete, he was with this girl for a long time and they got married a year in. She wants divorce and she tried to take half, but he ain't had nothing in his name. Everything was in his mama's name. She
Yeah,
hung
he
in
learned
there
that
to
from the
do
big
that.
times.
Right. She hung in there to just do that. Cause that's what it seemed like. Cause you only lasted a year. You know what I'm saying? The needed year to get half. That's as long as your marriage lasted after you was with this man all these years. But the marriage, the partnership lasted 5, 6 years, but the marriage only lasted a year, long enough for you to get half. Yeah. But
Could you
fool
imagine
you,
that you being on the other end and you like, all right, so I just signed the divorce papers. I'm finna get this going. We going on. What do I
right? Cause
get when I
no,
after I sign it?
no, because in the midst
Well,
of the
nothing.
divorce, you gotta show all your assets. And in the midst
Uh-huh.
of the divorce, he had no assets to show. She pretty much was, that's impossible because he did and he just got this contract and da, 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 da. And they was like, well, all his assets and his royalties is his mom name. Those are hers. Those aren't his. Like, seriously,
Uh-huh.
tell my grandkids I said be quiet. Like, seriously, like, it was pretty much like, and that's happening more and more. Like, more athletes are getting smart with, if you're gonna marry me, you're gonna marry me because you love me. Like, boo boo, you're not getting no
Uh-huh.
money. Cause it's gonna be in my mama name. It's gonna be in my grandma name. It's gonna be, if I gotta put it in my auntie name. Who name
Exactly.
you're not gonna get it from me, you know, period, point blank. You're not getting it from me. So I I know I might, because I'm a female, but on the flip side of that, I kind of respect that. For the simple, like, why? Why are you? I don't get it. Like, seriously, I just don't get it. That's to me. So me, I believe in the aspect of more men. I think if it continues to happen, would be more of the mindset to stay in a partnership than to get married. Um, because in their mind, it basically would be like, once we get married. But then again, marry her. At least you'll find out her true colors.
Sorry,
You
hiccup.
okay?
Yeah, I think
You
I
did
just
not.
had the hiccups.
You did just hiccup. That's too funny. But okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but I
let you
agree with
close it.
that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Let me close it out with what? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna let you go. I mean, we're gonna do the word of the day. So in this marriage versus partnership, which one do you think is the most? I'm gonna ask you a question. How the question? Which one do you think is the most um prominent?
I mean, I think it's all up to the person. I mean, so for me, neither one. I mean, it's all
Really?
about how I live my life. Yeah. Because my partnership can end up being a marriage, or I can never be married and just have it set up to where she's beneficial off everything that I do, even death. So it's like you can set that up to where most people be like, man, he screwed you because he died and you got nothing out of it. You spent all your life with this man and you got nothing to show for it. Which is weird to say because it's like,
It
yeah, you
is weird
do.
to
You got
say.
kids, you got memories,
The
you
house
got
now,
family.
right? You got the house, the
You know what I'm
furniture,
saying?
the cars.
House, yeah, furniture, dog, the car. You're right, exactly. All the stuff that
You
he
have
can't do stuff use no more. The video games,
you got
like
everything,
studio equipment, you can make you an album. You always wanted to make you a
right?
mixtape. Guess what, Granny? You can make you a mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you got everything. Like, it's crazy to say, "Oh, he left you with nothing," but he left me with
Exactly. Like, nah,
everything.
nah, nah,
Actually,
nah.
right? He left me with
So it's like
everything.
I don't want somebody to be married to feel like, "Ooh, I don't wanna miss out." Like, no, get married because you are feeling like, I don't know, like,
The
because
I
I
don't
don't
there you
know.
go.
It's so
There
deep
you
because
go. See?
some people say it's
See?
get married for God. Like, some people like, "Oh, well, get married for God," but
Okay, so people, I want
if you're in
y'all
a
to show
partnership
me
and God is
where
blessing your
God married
partnership,
Adam and Eve.
He didn't.
So there you go. Don't get married for God. Get married because you want to. He ain't married Adam and Eve. He ain't married the rest of them. Marriage came about from the Catholic Church. Get married because you want to get married, not because you're saying God is telling you to get married. Don't blame that on him.
I mean,
Y'all blame enough on him.
when people say God spoke to them, I wonder what it sounded like, and I'd be like, "Man, I wonder how that came to you. Like God told me to do this. God told me I should go down the path. God told me that this was the
You know
right for
what? Now
me.
that I quit.
I'd be like,
He's
man, like
nope.
I
He
wonder
speaks
what
to me
that
all the
sound like when he
time.
speaks to
It
y'all. Like,
it's it because you know what it is. He speaks to
and
you. You just have to listen.
I was just about to say that because I'd be like, I wonder if it's those times where I think somebody called my name, and I'm like, you just called me, and then motherfucker be like, nah, bro, tweaking.
Not only
I'm
that,
like,
like not only that,
somebody
but
said my name.
he speaks to you in the ways of basically now say you might think something, you might be like, I'm going to oh, I'm finna go over here and smoke with so and so. And you might have a fleeting thought that say, yeah, don't do that. That's him. Even though you might not listen and you might ignore it, that echo back. But that's him.
Hmm. I kind of believe you. I kind of believe you, like, cause you always think you second guessing yourself when really it's just that little message from God. I can see how that could be that. At first, I thought you about to say a stranger. I thought you about to go the stranger route. Like it could be somebody on the street who say something to you the whole time. It's a message from God. That's what I thought you about to say, but you didn't say that. So I wasn't. I was prepared to respond to that. So when you just said what you did just said, I I was a little quiet because I'm like, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But I feel like if you want to get married, you get married and do it for your reasons and nobody else's. Don't let nobody else be the reason why you got married other than the person you're with and you.
true.
And if you are with a person who is okay with being your partner and doesn't not care about having a title wife and husband and all that other stuff, and then keep being you. Keep living your life. Be happy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I'm not telling nobody out there who's partnered to get married, and I'm not telling anybody out there who's married to get a divorce. I'm actually didn't even get to speak on that part because I hate people who get married and divorce. But
Really?
I didn't even get to speak on that. Yes, because you're not
You
supposed to
just
get
broke my
divorced.
heart. Not that,
Time look, I ain't gonna
well,
say
whatever.
hate. I ain't gonna say hate. I'm gonna say this. When you get
Disappointed.
married, yes, I'm disappointed. I'm gonna say disappointed because when you get married, you're
You can
supposed to
divorce
fight
for
through it no matter
adultery.
what and stay in it.
You
Huh?
can get divorced for adultery.
Yeah, you can. It's also in the one of the 10 commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's another reason why I won't get
And I
married
got
because you can
divorced
only
twice for
adult
adultery.
you can only commit adultery in a marriage.
Right. And I got divorced twice because of adultery.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
mean, I
good to
would have just
go.
did adultery back.
I can't. I couldn't. I'm not that type of person. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm just gonna leave you. Look. If I gotta cheat, I ain't gotta be there. Ugh. But anyway,
Yeah, that
look at
makes
that.
sense. That makes sense.
Right. So could have stayed in the partnership. Then you could do whatever you wanted to do, however you wanted to do it.
Well, no, not all partnerships work that way. I mean, depending on what kind of partnership it is, what kind of dynamic you
No, what
have.
I'm saying
Yeah.
is, don't marry me and cheat. be in a partnership and cheat so I can walk away clean instead of having to file for divorce and you take your stuff and I take my
Oh,
stuff. Because in a
yeah.
partnership, we're not living in the same house. In a partnership, you get your space, I got my, we doing our thing.
No, some
Until
partnerships people
wait,
live
some
together.
partnership but it's easier to separate.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
With a marriage, it's completely different. Now we gotta go see
Yeah.
this person to tell us, I dissolve your marriage. Really? What the heck? I can't. What? Mm-mm.
I dissolved your
No.
marriage is funny.
Right. Oh well,
Like
people. I
if
hope y'all,
that
huh?
is hilarious. I dissolved your marriage.
Like, look, that's how I felt. But people, I truly hope y'all enjoy this here podcast and let us know in the
Yep.
comments what you think. Like, are we bunkers or did we hit the nail on the head? Let us know.
Yeah, and I want to
If
know:
you comment,
are
we
you
will
married or are
respond.
you
Truly.
partnered?
Oh, and that too. So y'all know what time it is. Y'all know it's that time. We're gonna say the word of the day. Now I'm gonna say it myself. Angunity.
I don't think that's the word.
Now I'm gonna spell it. You ready? Right now. Why? You pronounce it. Y'all pronouncing that word? Did y'all need me to spell it again?
You said
C O
S. You
N
said
S
CONSANGUINITY.
A N T Y. Yep.
Consanguinity. Consanguinity.
Okay.
Genuinity.
I said
Consanguinity.
consanguinity.
Hold on, wait.
And
I gotta run my. Hold on. Because this word is a word. Hold on. Consanguinity. Why are you laughing? That's the word. I said it. You're hating.
okay,
That's
so
all.
okay, here we go, people.
Consanguinity. Consanguinity.
Sanguinity.
Consanguinity.
Did you hear what she said?
Consanguinity. That's
Don't
stupid.
even try.
That's stupid.
Consanguinity.
And then the G is actually
Consanguinity.
used.
It is.
Consanguinity.
It's being used.
Oh
Consanguinity.
my cousin. I was never even thinking Gwen. Like that wouldn't even think going through my mind. That's consanguinity. It actually makes the word sound better. It's consanguinity. All right, what's the definition?
Consanguinity. Being from the same kinship or being blood related. Keeping it.
No, no, that's stupid. You didn't hear the phone put down, click, clacking, clank, clank. Like that was the disappointment sound right there. When the moment I put the phone down, when you read off the definition of blood relative, like you gave me
Blood
another
related.
definition. You gave me another word that's also defined. Like you said relative. What's the definition of relative? Two people that's connected by blood. What's another word for two people that's connected by blood? Consanguinity. What? Like, who's gonna ever use that word? Like, and why would you when you got related, kinfolk, cousin, brother, family member, ancestor? I can think of a lot of words. Look, I'm gonna hold on. Let me.
Oh, guess what the second?
I gotta
Guess what
read
the
this. This
no? Guess what the
says
second
is the
definition
state. Hold
means?
on. Let me read this whole thing. It says, is the state of being related by blood to a common ancestor or
Right. I
often
just didn't say
involving
number
marriage
two
between close
says.
relative like cousins.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what part two says. I had moved up and just saw part two. It said refers to marriage or reproductive relationship between two closely related individuals. The degree of relatedness between two individuals defines the proportion of genes shared between them. So that's another word for incest.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let me reread this the whole thing. So the word is not what we thought it was, everybody, because we didn't
Right.
read the whole definition.
No, it has two definitions. Read the
No,
second one.
no, I didn't read it correctly. It says often involving marriage between close relatives
Good
like
night, Mama.
cousins. I didn't even read that
Okay,
part. All I
and that
hold
part
on.
is not even on my part where it says cousins. I don't even see that part.
It
What
says it significantly increases the risk of autosomal recessive disorders in offspring and faces legal restrictions on marriage in many jurisdictions while being culturally accepted in others. What?
they say
So
consanguinal
okay, no, we need to keep that word. We need to keep that word. We need to
is
keep
a
that word because
fancy
we
way
need
to
to keep
say
it to be a
related.
right. We need to no, that's a fancy way of saying I'm having sex
Consanguinal.
with my cousin. So we need everybody to know that word and be able
Right.
to identify when someone use that word and we know what the definition is. So
Oh,
we're gonna
so
say
like if someone
useful
come up
because
and
when
they be
somebody
like,
trying to be slick and they don't want to say incest, they be like, hey y'all, we over here practicing some let me go
no,
back
they
up.
could just be like, who is this? Who is
Nitty.
this girl? Oh, that's my girl. You know, we're in a consanguinity relationship and all. Like,
That
mm,
tickled me. Why you
okay.
just use that in a definition in a sentence really just tickled me. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I hate
But
when
like,
people say use it in a sentence. You just did that. Oh man.
like,
Oh my goodness.
that's the kind of relationship y'all in for real.
I used the word frivolous earlier and they was like use that as a definition. I'm like, I mean in a sentence, I'm like, I just did. It was funny, but that was something. Oh man.
Oh, good night, everyone. This was a great podcast, at least for me. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, comment. We will respond. At least I would. Him, I don't know. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, I'm gonna respond
y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Be kind to someone. Or be kind to someone.
and be kind of someone new.
Peace. We out of here because I
Good
am.
night.
This is good night. This is our truth because I am his mom.
And I am her son. You got my mama here fumbling, stumbling her words.
Right,
Good
right.
night.
Y'all heard that. Good night.